Hey y'all, it's Megan and Andy. Welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all are here today. Well, come spend some time with us today. I think it's gonna be a real treat, maybe.
I hope. I got my fingers crossed.
But first thing on the list is we've got to pick this beautiful peach tree. This is our late blooming peach tree that you've heard us speak about in the last few videos. The peaches on it are amazing. They're not as big as our other peach tree, and it's about 2-3 weeks behind that tree, but the peaches on it are great. So we want to go ahead and get those picked, though. They're starting to fall off the tree. I don't want the June bugs to get them, and the Japanese beetles, and the squirrels and the deer and whatever else might want to take a bite. So we're trying to beat them to it. We're going to get these picked.
We also learned, I think that's what you call it anyways, this is a freestone peach tree. So like when you bite into it or whatever, the seed just, it's not attached to the meat of the peach.
Yeah, like at all.
And so that is...
The other one ain't like it.
Yeah, our other one's not like that at all.
And so some of them are still kind of firm, but they're ripe enough. Like, they're ripe enough.
Boy, sidetracking y'all. Y'all notice the haze in the background? I know lots of people have commented here and there that saying that they're having the smoke from the wildfires in Canada. Mm-hmm. Well, today we're getting our share of it.
Yeah, you can smell it in the air, and the air is super thick and hazy, and I'm just really surprised at how smoky it is, honestly.
It's bad enough that if I didn't know any different, I would say something around here is burning and not all the way in Canada.
See, they're already getting on them. See them flying?
I know. Every time you touch a limb, they go off.
Look. They were starting.
Yep, look right there. I got to go around there and get my peach picker. It's in the backyard. I saw a meme on Facebook, and it said, oh, we're under a heat advisory. Let's stay inside. And it said, well, your honor, they just fell. And then it said, oh, there's Canadian smoke here too, so stay inside. He said, too bad I can't do my farming from inside. Something like that. It was still pretty funny. Grandma told me a while ago, she said, you better stay inside if that smoke's like that. And I said, well, if I die from being outside, I guess it's my time to go.
She wants some of these peaches. Did you ask her?
Yeah, I bet she'll take some. No, I didn't ask her. I may not. Well, we got some up yonder we ain't gonna reach.
Yeah, we ain't gonna reach those.
The tree's finally getting relief. It's like, ah. Oh.
We've pulled so many off of this tree.
Already eaten one. I was gonna wait till we got them all picked at least.
Oh,
that right there about ain't no camp. It's done got too bad.
Yeah, I believe this tree right here is a keeper though.
Absolutely. I 100% feel that way. There's more peaches on there than it looked like.
The pile of them, and we've pulled off that many or more.
I bet you've eat that many out here.
Yeah.
Every time I look, you out here, I drop that one. Every time I look, you...
Quit knocking them out! Quit talking!
Let's try this again. Every time I look, you're out here eating a peach. I'm like, where'd Meagan go? She's out here stealing a peach.
I know, this one I can just like sneak out here to it.
Yeah, because nobody ever looks for you in the front yard.
Would you quit dropping my peaches?
Look, that thing's harder to use than it looks like it is.
If we fill that up, that's as many peaches as we got off the other one.
It's actually more peaches because these are smaller.
Well, that's true.
So
volume, same volume.
Same volume, yeah. But this peach tree right here, man, it's for its first year of having peaches, it done really well.
And these peaches taste totally different than the other peach tree. These are more, they remind me, do you remember them peach gummy ring things you used to get at the store? I know somebody that is watching this video knows what I'm talking about.
I don't.
They were like gummies and they were peach flavored. Anyways, they were super peachy. I used to love them when I was a kid. That's what they're, these peaches are so peachy, they put me in mind of them gummy rings.
You know, we left a tag on it for a long time of what kind it was, and it finally fell off. I couldn't tell you. So please don't ask, because I have no idea what kind of peach tree it is.
One of these days, we'll keep up with it.
You reckon?
No.
I doubt it. Look at there. Pretty good haul off of a, what is this, 2 or 3 years old?
Maybe going on to year 3?
I think we're getting to year 3. I believe so.
Maybe.
So a 3-year-old peach tree is that big and just gave us that many of the most delicious peaches you'll ever eat.
Plus we've, like you said, we've eaten a pile of them. We've been eating on these for what, a week and a half?
At least, yeah.
And we've eaten a pile of them. And we come in when it was younger, when the peaches weren't ripe, and pulled peaches and pulled peaches.
Oh, we pulled 4 times that many off of it, just trying to keep the tree from breaking.
Yeah. Yep. So, I'm impressed.
I am too. Very nice. Now comes the fun part.
I'm gonna stay here.
I'm thinking about staying here. It's about too hot to go up there and fool with that, but I'm so anxious I just can't help it.
Just can't stand it.
Just can't stand it. Plus, we have chances of thunderstorms coming, and I'm scared the ground's going to end up getting wet.
Yep.
Well, y'all, we are fixing to go try out my potato digger. I have been anxiously, very anxiously waiting for this moment right here. And I'll just go ahead and tell you, we may not get them all up today. It's hot out here, and we are getting started kind of later in the day than what we should. So there is a good chance that we may dig a row or 2 or 3 and call it quits after that. But we at least want to go try it, or maybe I at least want to go try it and see what it's going to do. Plus, we have some pretty decent chances of thunderstorms coming up in the next, this evening, tomorrow evening, and all that. And if the ground gets wet, well, then you can't dig potatoes until it dries back out again. However, I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to complain a bit if it ends up raining, because we still need it bad. It's very dry out here, and you can't hardly even tell. We got a ½ inch the other day, and in all honesty, it kind of looks worse than it did before we got that ½ inch. But either way, we're going to go try it and see if it works. There's a little bit of me that has my doubts. There's a little bit of me that has really high hopes for this thing. But if it don't work, we'll just unhook it and hook up to the potato plow like we always did and bust them out of the ground that way. But I got high hopes for that little machine right there. I just hope it does what it's supposed to do. All right, y'all, we're up here at the potato patch. Potato vines have been long dead. They're ready to be dug. I really don't know how many we're actually going to dig today, though, because it is hot. And the old tractor here, I don't know if y'all can pick up on her or not, but she ain't running right. I run her out of fuel this morning. Any of y'all ever make mistakes like that? But I run it out of fuel this morning, and I had a terrible time getting that thing bled back to actually run again, and I would have thought by now it would have cleared up. I hope it didn't suck up no trash or something, but anyways, it run okay coming up the road. We'll find out. You ready to see what this thing's gonna do?
Yeah, I hope it works.
I hope it does too, because guess what happens if it don't?
I'll say I told you so.
Exactly. It's not digging deep enough either, I don't think. I may have to adjust that top length some more. It might not be that many potatoes right here anyways. This particular part of that road never did grow good.
Right.
I end up having to go get the plow and bust them out.
Enough.
I think I know what this adjustment's for now. I hate to tell you, but I bet you just ain't that many potatoes here. Now that's what I was scared was going to happen. Of course, it looks like it was rotten anyway, but it's cutting the potato. I was worried about that. So you think it needs to be deeper?
Yes.
I think I'm just gonna pull these wheels off of it. Those also hold it from going deeper in the ground, and we'll see what happens. It may end up going too deep now.
Just go slow.
But I've already seen one thing that I'm not too thrilled about. It's not wide enough. Our beds are wider than it is. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I hope it's actually capturing the whole. We can see right here how deep it's digging. I don't know, it's going pretty deep. We'll see. Try it again. It's going too deep now.
Now it's working. Look at there. That's good size potato. That ain't too bad. For a drought year, that's a good bacon potato there.
So, what you think?
Done all right.
You know what she said? She said, work about like a plow, didn't it? I said, come on. So the thing is with this tater shaker, tater plow.
Got blue paint on it.
Yeah, that one got scrubbed. Is all the potatoes are supposed to be at the top of the ground now. I should not have to go back through this row again. I don't know if that's true or not. We may run back through this row just to see. But in theory, that's the way it's supposed to be. So right here is what come out of one row. And I ended up going back through it a second time. Just to see if anything was left, and we picked up maybe a quarter of a 5-gallon bucket of potatoes across there on the second pass. So I think it actually did its job. I just had to get everything set right.
Why does that thing sound so loud?
What's wrong with it? bad a while ago. I think I had the U-joints in too much of a bind. I don't know. So, we timed it this go around. 12 minutes to dig it and pick everything up off of that row. Of course, take for granted.
There really wasn't many potatoes out there.
Not at all. I have to say that from what I can see so far, this year's potato harvest is not going to be very impressive, is it?
Mm-mm.
I didn't expect any different though. These vines have looked terrible all year long.
They just didn't get rain when they needed it.
Yeah, maybe that's the better way to put it. They needed it early on and we never got it. But that was impressive. So impressive, I think we'll dig another row. We just went through the third row. I want to show y'all something here. Look at the potatoes that never made. Now keep in mind, that vine is dead. It was, well, you see it there. Was not going to make no more potatoes. But I reckon they never got enough moisture for all those little potatoes right there to actually do something. Ain't that something? I don't think I've ever quite seen a vine like that just covered in little potatoes that didn't fill out. Huh. But I think that third row was it for right now. That's halfway with the potatoes. And we'll catch y'all back up here in the morning. Well, it is currently the next morning. We ended up having a very quick thunderstorm yesterday evening. Kind of thought it was going to be enough to maybe put us out, but I don't think it did. You kick back that top layer of soil there, and I mean, it's still dry as a bone.
We got what, a tenth?
I think we had, yeah, right at a tenth. So probably just enough to make the land work even better than it was working yesterday, to be honest. So we've only got 3 rows left.
But the difference today is we're back up here about 7 o'clock in the morning before it gets 5,000 degrees again. The sun just is coming over them treetops right there.
Yep, look right there. She's a-coming. Well, I'm gonna tell you what though, it is just crazy humid. The past 2 days, 3 days have been just a lot more humid than I prefer to have.
And usually with potatoes, you don't usually get up potatoes till after the dog days is what people around here say. And my papa's probably turned over in his grave right now because we out here getting up these potatoes. But sometimes things like that are more like guidelines, and these potatoes, I'm gonna tell you, would not last till after the dog days.
No. If we'd have had a normal year, we'd have been fine because the vines would have still been alive. But I guess these potatoes just couldn't handle no more, and they give up the ghost. Like I showed you yesterday, the little potatoes on them that never even made. So if we'd have left these here, we'd have had what? Rotten potatoes and sprouted potatoes.
Yeah, they couldn't have stood it. That's another almost month. They couldn't have stood it.
Yeah, I don't think they'd ever made it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I got this strange feeling that our weather's about to break. And when it breaks, it ain't going to be dry no more. If we've been almost a year.
I hope you're right.
We've been almost a year since we've in this dry pattern. And I don't know, something tells me that it's fixing to change. And I keep saying if it ever breaks, we're in for it. Well, I just have a feeling that that's what's coming. I don't know though. We'll see. But my gut says we need to get these potatoes up.
Yep, before it gets hot right now.
Right now.
Good job.
Take that home and give it to some. Yeah. That road there don't look quite as good.
Hey, Mama, Daddy, it's chopped in half.
Yeah. See now our potatoes are left.
Oh, Maggie found one chopped in half, so you may be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like he was running on the edge of it. But I mean, I could be wrong. 'Cause you were throwing out potatoes.
There's a rotten, nasty rotten.
Oh, yeah, I stepped in one.
You stepped in one.
Yeah, I didn't see it, and then I just felt my foot go squish.
Shoot.
Hang on, Matthew, let me grab my bucket.
So, right there is what would have happened had we left them all. We already found 3 or 4 that was starting to sprout. So, I'm very glad we're up here getting these things up. And I only got 1 more row. That is crazy. I feel like we are flying through these things. Don't you?
We only had 6 rows.
Yeah.
Of course, there's not many potatoes to pick up, but still.
Yeah, we're moving on. Got 2 good hands too. So
That's it. Well, I got some thoughts I'm going to give on it here at the end, but I'm going to wait and get this last row dug
All right.
before I say anything.
Is that it? Here you go.
So y'all check this out. This is what my grandpa would have called an Indian rock. But these were the rocks they made arrowheads and spearheads and all that stuff out of. And you used to find these a lot around here. Used to see them everywhere. But this one is the first one I found in a very long time. Now, it's not an arrowhead, but it is the rock they would have made it out of. I think that's pretty cool. Grandpa could have told you what kind of rock this is. It was like agate and something else. There was 3 or 4 different ones that he would find. My grandpa had a collection of rocks, y'all. You just wouldn't believe the rocks he had. That man was fascinated by rocks. But anyways, there's our potatoes. It's not quite what I hoped for. However, we can't complain at all with that.
With the weather we've had, I'm thankful we got that many.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Because the vines never looked good the whole time.
Especially after the potato bugs got on, then they just ate them up.
Yeah, the potato buzz was awful this year. But look, we got some really nice looking potatoes in here.
Is that one, Daddy?
Really nice. So, I'm going to give you my opinion on this thing, and then we're going to see what Megan has to say about it. But first off, I think it done a great job. It made our potato digging fast. Don't you think so?
Yeah.
I really feel like it sped us up. Now, take for granted we didn't have a ton of potatoes to pick up, but I think this thing sped us up big time because we made 1 pass through the road and it was done. And we made the first couple of rows there, we made 2 passes just to see if anything was left. And we might have found just like, a 1/4 of a 5-gallon bucket at most. So it done what it's supposed to do. I don't think it likes the rocks up here though. But let me show you what happened. You would have, when I'd get to the end of the row, all the rocks gather like right here in this area, and where this knife is moving and this thing's just shaking, it bent a lot of those fingers up. See, all those were pointing out straight, and every one of them now is bent, which is fine. I don't think that's going to affect, it didn't affect really the use of it at all, but I'm just saying that it didn't like the rocks. But it's going to have to like the rocks if we're going to use it because everything we got's rocky. I can definitely see how if you had weedy potato patch that it would clog up, because I had one incident on the end of the row out there where I had a lot of weeds and they just wanted to bunch up here instead of flowing through. But after making the adjustments that we needed to make, it worked really well. It did. The mouth of it could stand to be a little bit wider. I think it's only like 19 inches. It would not hurt at all if it was more like 2 foot, because I feel like it just, while we were getting all the potatoes, you have no room for error. You got to stay perfectly in line with that row, or else you'll be off to the side one way or the other. But other than that, like, I don't have any complaints with it. The only thing I do have a concern with, though, is the way this thing shakes and beats around. I just don't know how long it's going to hold up. Like, after several years of use, I'm interested in seeing what kind of shape it's in. That's my only concern. It may hold up just fine. This is an Italian-made machine, and usually the Italians do a pretty good job at farm equipment. But it beats, especially when you're in this hard ground right here. It's just a chonk, 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 chonk.
And also, like these and these and these get hot. Like this one's still a little warm.
Yeah, so I was thinking about maybe drilling me a hole into that bushing and that bushing and all these different bushings and putting me a grease fitting in them. I think that would really prolong the life of everything, but it didn't come with grease fitting, so apparently they didn't think it needed them. But anyways, it beats really hard, so I'm just curious to see how long it'll last. There's no signs that it's going to give up the ghost anytime soon, but it's going to have to be tough to put up with as much beating as it does. But, and the other complaint I have with it, come over here and look at the potatoes. And I think this comes with any kind of mechanical potato digger, so it's not just that one. And a plow will somewhat do it. But you get this ruffling on the skin of the potato, and it's very lightly. I don't think it's going to cause any issues at all, because it's just barely pulling back that skin on the outside. But that comes from where it goes back there and starts bouncing on them fingers before it ever kicks the potato out. But I don't even know if you can call that a complaint, because I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. It's just something I noticed. But other than that, I like it. What do you think?
Yeah, it works good. It does what it's supposed to.
Well, it does what it's supposed to. Are you sold yet, or did I mess up buying that thing?
But yeah, I mean, it done good. I reckon we'll use it again. It ain't for sale yet.
No, it ain't going on marketplace yet. That's for sure.
Poisonous.
And we did have to take the wheels off of it so it would go deep enough out here in this hard ground. I think if you were in some good soft, like bottomland or something, that you would probably have to run those wheels. But out here in this hard ground, it just would not go deep enough with those wheels on it. So what you just seen me do is plant a cover crop back on our potato patch. Figured it seemed like a good time. We're supposed to be getting rain late this evening. So hopefully it'll come on and grow. And that's something I hadn't really showed y'all a lot of or talked a lot about this year on the videos while I'm still doing it. It's just worked out that I ain't really showed it. But anytime I have a crop come off of something, I like to get it sowed back in something. Unless another crop is going in its place, I'm going to put a cover crop on it, because the last thing you want to do is leave that ground bare just like that and just let it lay. Number one, you'll have weeds take over. Number two, if you don't have weeds take over, you could have erosion, all that good stuff. The cover crop gives you something to add back into the soil when you go back to tear it up again. There's just so many benefits to a cover crop. Like, I don't have time to sit here and explain all the benefits of a cover crop. But cover cropping is very important to me. And like I said, as long as I'm in a situation where I can, I make sure as soon as a crop comes out, something goes back in its place, whether it's another crop or a cover crop. And in this case, I choose a cover crop because we don't need anything else. We don't really have a need for anything else to be planted up here. Now I'm going to take the tractor and disc it all back in. And I will say this, that the potato digger must have worked pretty good, because as I was disking over this, I only found one spot out there on the end where I uncovered like 3 potatoes. Other than that, I didn't see the first potato laying out there. So if there had been potatoes left in the ground, those discs would have rolled them out. So potato digger must have done its job for sure. So yeah, I'll run them discs over and just barely cut that in. I'm not going to let them all the way down. I'm just going to let them down just enough to really scratch the soil so that it'll cover up that seed. And that's really all I want. I don't want to bury that seed. You see all the sunflowers, and there's a pea. My favorite summertime cover crop mixture is sunflowers, black oil sunflowers, iron and clay peas, or any kind of cow pea for that instance. I mean, these purple hulls are cow peas. So if you choose to use a cow pea like that, you can you can eat the iron and clay if you choose to, but they're not the best. But you could use some purple hull peas or whatever kind of cow pea you want, mixed with sunflowers. And I typically add in buckwheat, but I don't have no buckwheat. I am out and I forgot to order some. So anyways, this is not getting buckwheat over here. But them sunflowers grow up a little taller, and it kind of gives those cow peas something to trellis on. And like I said, I'm using iron and clay peas. I was able to buy those by the 50-pound bag at a local store. However, all of this stuff, if you don't have that available to you, all of this can be bought from Hoss. He has several different cover crop seeds. Well, there's that. That patch is laid by until it's time to plant a fall cover crop on it. And I'll plant probably some crimson clover and a mix of other cool season crops to carry that one through the winter until next spring.
So I'm thinking I'm going to do something a little different than what I normally do with potatoes. Since we got these up so early, I'm thinking if I have time today, I may try to can some if I can find enough. The skin has not had time to get thick on them. And so you can take them with my tater brush, a little rough tater brush, and a lot of times that skin just scrubs right on off. And that would save us from having to peel these things when I can them. So I think me and Andy's gonna go through and just pick through the little tiny ones and see what we can find, and see if I even have time to fool with it today. If I don't, I'll put them away and get them another day. But I'm not drowning in anything out of the garden at this particular day. So I thought, why not drown in potatoes?
There you go. Yeah, what we got left laying right here is after we've had 2 of the neighbors come by.
Get them some.
And they actually got 4 bushels out of here. So this is what's left. So I guess it's still pretty good considering the conditions. The potato crop did not turn out bad at all.
But on a good year, I will add this too. If you've never grown potatoes before, on a good year, we should have had double this.
Absolutely. This trailer should have been almost full.
Like that's on a good year. That's good weather. Like last year, it was too wet, so half of them rotted. You know.
The perfect year.
The perfect year, we should have had double what you saw us get up today.
But we still had enough.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, when you consider the amount of potatoes we planted, we started off with what? 2 50-pound bags, and I don't know, I think we had like 3 50-pound bags or something like that total.
Something like that. 2 or 3.
I can't remember, but anyways, when you planting that many potatoes, yeah, like it should have been level with the sideboards. But thankful for what we got. It could have been a whole lot worse and we didn't have any. I don't know how there's any potatoes under, how there was any potatoes under there anyways. Well, I'll unhook it and we just need to roll it up in that corner there.
Alright.
Alright, are you ready?
What do you want me to do?
We gotta push it up in there. I'm just trying to roll down the heat.
Okay.
There you go.
The good thing about these balanced trailers, ain't it?
Yeah, hang on. The elbow too far. Alright, now go up in there. Hanging's on the front. There we go. There we go. Y'all can't much tell it, but we're on the back side of the barn down here where the goat stays. And it's very dark up in this hole. And that's what you want for storing potatoes. These are going to lay scattered out just like this. I've got a burlap, piece of burlap underneath of them. I've got more burlap we're going to spread over top of them to keep the light off of them. Critical part of potato storage is keeping the light off. They will turn green if they get any bit of light on them. So keep them dark. But let's get this spread out.
I will add too, now this is just for the potatoes to cure. This is not their forever home. We'll leave them in here probably a month. To just spread out, you know, like he said, kept in the dark. But then for winter storage, we actually have a potato box in the stall in this old barn. And whenever we do go to store them long term, of course, we'll have a video on that. But you can also see from years past for our winter storage. But for now, it is important that you let them cure because the skin is so thin. The reason that I want to can them today. But you don't want to throw a bunch of them on top of each other before the skin hardens up and toughens up. And that's what having them laid out like this will do until it's time for the winter storage.
And I'd like to add, this also gives a chance, if any of them's going to rot,
yes,
they rot now. And so when we move them to the winter storage, those are gone and out of the way.
It weeds out the ones that are going to rot.
Yeah, because there will no doubt be something in this trailer that rots. And if you want your potatoes to go bad, keep them beside rotten potatoes because that will just make the rest of them rot.
Yep.
I'm going to leave this one down here because we still got one more person that's going to come and get a few. We'll measure them out with that. How is this wound up here?
Let me get on the other side.
Yeah. It's very long. So I'm just going to leave it bunched up so no light goes to it. Know what I mean?
Well, get that corner over there because I couldn't get that and I seen the light hitting it. There you go. Well, that's perfect width. Did you do that on purpose?
It's 60 inches wide, but we don't have it folded out all the way. There we go. The reason I like burlap is because it shades out the light, but it lets air flow through. And so that's critical too. You don't want to put something like a tarp over them that can't breathe. You want something that can breathe.
They did.
Ain't they pretty?
Yeah. Thank you for helping me.
You gonna do any more of them?
Well, I got a bucket full. I don't know if I get to them or not.
You reckon we can leave them that way and they still come up clean?
I don't know. Won't be long. That skin will start hardening up.
Well, that worked good. I know that.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about peeling them.
So, final thoughts. Should I have bought it or not?
Well, I'm a tightwad and I think a plow works, but that's what you want.
Don't you think it was quite the time saver?
It was. It was. If you can afford one. I wouldn't say if you're going to...
I don't know if we needed one.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
But it's nice to have it now.
Yeah. It's convenient.
I sure did enjoy going through one row at one time and that's it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It was convenient.
And hopefully it lasts. Hopefully.
Hopefully so.
Canner full of taters.
Yep. Alright, so my potatoes will can for 40 minutes under 10 pounds of pressure per my ball book of canning. So we'll get these cranked up and get them canned. And some people love canned potatoes, some people not so much because it does change the texture a little bit. A lot of people love dry canned potatoes. We don't. We've tried that in the past too and didn't care for them. But anyways, guys, we're going to get these going. Guess that's going to about wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with us today. And we sure hope you enjoyed the video. And hope you might have learned a little something. Till we see y'all on the next one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one.